Hi, this is Yoder with a quick question for you. Have you ever felt like the markets were out to get you personally? Have you ever taken a loss in the markets and felt totally baffled? Maybe you bought a book or a course on some new and different trading strategy, and it seemed so obvious that this was it. This was finally the strategy that was going to give you the advantage in the market that you'd been looking for. This time it was going to work, and you were going to be consistently profitable and finally be able to make the money you knew was possible all along in the markets. So you studied hard and learned all the details and the rules of the strategy. You started paper trading it in the markets to test and make sure that it would work for you. And it did. Really, really well. So you're sitting there looking at all those simulated profits that you had produced in demo mode and thought to yourself, wow, that was almost too easy. And so with excitement and anticipation, you decided to start trading this new strategy live with real money. And then it all went to hell. Your experience when testing the strategy was fantastic, easy and straightforward, and really, really profitable. But when your hard-earned money was actually on the line, it seemed like the market was playing a horrible joke on you. There were lots of losses, lots of anger and frustration, confusion, uncertainty, and stress. But you remembered how well things had worked for you when you tested the strategy on paper, so you gathered up your courage and soldiered on, only to produce more losses. You felt totally rejected by the market and totally exhausted and deflated emotionally. You hit a level of losing that just hurts too much, so you stopped trading. You went back over the training again and again and couldn't figure out what you were doing wrong. You think you were following the rules, you were sure you were doing it right, but yet you still lost steadily and had an awful experience. Now, angry and confused about what went wrong, you start paper trading the strategy again to see if you can figure it out. And sure enough, everything starts working again. That probably made you feel very confused and more than a little crazy, which is not a nice feeling. You saw from your paper trading profits how quickly you could have made up the money on all of those losses you took while trading the strategy live with real money, and the pain of missing out on all of that money that could have filled in your losses makes you feel even worse. So you switched back to trading the strategy with real money in order to get your money back and get back into the profits. And everything went right back into losing hell. Now, with nothing but losses and failure and confusion staring you in the face, you feel lost. What happened? Was it me, or was it the strategy nothing but BS from the start? It all seemed so logical and clear when you were learning it. Could you have been that blind? That stupid? Was the person who created the strategy a scammer? Were you lied to? Well, whatever the answer, you've learned your lesson the hard way, and by gum, you will never ever trade that stupid failed strategy again, right? Time to get busy looking for another strategy, one that will work, one that will help you get back all that lost money and finally getting you making the real profits that you can use to make your life better. And so the sick cycle continues. You find a new strategy. You work hard to learn it and test it quite profitably on paper. And then it goes right back to losing when it's your money on the line. So the bad news is that throughout this whole process, you've had a lot of painful experiences, built up some scar tissue, and lost some money. The good news is that you are not crazy. And this bizarre cycle of making simulated money and losing very real money isn't your fault. You have simply been run over by what I call the payout payback cycle. And the really good news is that once you understand why you lost like this in the past, I can teach you the tools you need to analyze and predict these cycles, so you never feel like a sucker again. Let me explain. You see, every trading strategy or setup is dependent on the market conditions that just happen to be there when the strategy is created, developed, and optimized. And we all know that market conditions shift and change as often as the seasons. So when the current market conditions are similar to the way things were when the strategy was developed, this alignment delivers easy profits and a simple, stress-free trade management experience. But when the conditions change, as they always do, the strategy can fall out of alignment with current conditions, and then everything goes wrong. If you are trading during this time when the markets are out of alignment with your strategy, you can't figure out why anybody ever thought this strategy would have been a good idea. And in a twist of sick irony, be honest, they never would have developed that strategy if the markets had been like they are now, because the strategy would have never tested out as profitable. Think about it like this. Every strategy or setup that has ever been created or ever will be created has this ticking time bomb, this inherent flaw hidden deep inside. When that particular strategy is in alignment with current market conditions, everything works, profits flow, and you make great money. This is what I call a payout environment. And this is where we want to spend all of our time as a trader. Now, when that particular strategy is out of alignment with current market conditions, nothing works. Losses accumulate, and you question why you ever thought trading the markets was a good idea. This cyclicality is the breakthrough discovery that I made around 2000, which transformed my own trading from inconsistent and stressful to predictable and consistent. Think of it like this. If you only wear many heavy layers of clothing year-round, you would be miserable in the summer heat and probably pretty comfortable during the winter storms, right? You see, it's all about using the right setup for the right environmental factors. So in the summer, all those heavy clothes are a bad setup, and you are out of alignment with the season. And so of course you're going to be hot and uncomfortable, right? Now, in the winter, all those heavy clothes are set up correctly, and they are in alignment with the season. So you're cozy and comfy. And now that you understand this, hopefully you can stop blaming yourself or questioning your sanity, because in the past you were simply failing as you tried to make a strategy work in an out-of-alignment market environment. And now that you know the payout-payback cycle exists, you're in a position to take advantage of that knowledge to protect yourself. So let's dig deep into this and radically optimize your trading edge.